Thank you to Sakuraco and TokyoTreat for sponsoring today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So I don't know how this footage is going to turn out. As you can see, it's very like blue and dark. But my hands aren't exactly important. As long as you can see the screen, I think we're okay. But I think we're going to do kind of like a longer sketching session today. I think is kind of the goal. And ignore my little testing face. We're going to clear this. I am going to set up what we're going to sketch first, but I wanted to kind of play around with brushes. So once we get our file set up, and then we'll import some brushes and kind of just play around while sketching. So we can just, you know, have some fun, because a lot of my Clippy points were expiring and I was like, might as well try to use some of them. Some brushes are going to be free, some of them are going to be the paid ones, so I'll try my best to label them on my screen as I work, and then hopefully while I'm editing I can lay them out as well so you guys know which brush that I'm using. Oh, I guess I should say this. I'm drawing Bennett today because his new skin is so cute. And Bennett's actually one of my favorites to sketch and draw from time to time. I think him, Kaya, Ito, and Kokomi, and Venti probably are the ones that I sketch the most, like if I'm not doing like a full-fledged piece. I'm gonna open up Pure Ref, which you guys can't really see, so let me throw down a background. Can you see this box? Hopefully you can. You can kind of see like my lamp. But here is VizRef. I'm gonna press browse and we're gonna open up some of my references so that I can keep them on the side, and it just keeps my canvas area kind of like nice and clean. Here's one. Okay, here's three. I think that's it that I got for references. So I'm just gonna open them up. Or we'll do this. Might be easier. And then we'll lock it so that every time I come here, I have a nice clear view of his outfit and everything. And I'm just gonna keep it on this side, I think. I might move my camera so it's a little bit closer to the center because I tend to work on this side. I know this view is like not the most optimal. Like a cream yellowish color for our background color. Our resources. So you guys can't really see it all that well, but if you open up like your, I don't even know what it's called, but basically it shows all your materials. And I downloaded a bunch of brushes here, so I am going to drag and drop one of these first. I'm gonna add it into here, and then I'm gonna add pretty much all the rest of the ones that I ended up downloading today, which I think is all of these. So it's a lot. Some of them are more like, I don't even know if they're like patterns per se. Because I believe all of these are all in kind of like one brush texture kind of set, but they had like a lot of fun ones, especially if you do more like comic or manga work or anything like that. So let me show you guys. Ooh, it's like good for shading in for like hair and stuff to give it texture. So once again, I'm gonna lay down some sort of background color. I'm gonna stick with black for our sketching color because I'm using the HB mechanical pencil. I guess today's a clean writing day, neat writing day. Sometimes my writing gets a little funky. I feel like nothing changed that much. Well, I guess this is in the way. So this is just like a HB mechanical pencil, and I always love any brushes that kind of mimic traditional art brushes because they just feel so comfortable to use. Throw in a quick ear. I'm gonna start playing Genshin again. I took a bit of a break once again, but I will do it for Bennett's skin because it's so cute. I feel like there's a stabilizer on this a bit, and I don't know if I like it. A little bit of a hood. Flame design. didn't really think about how does one hold a can? It's this hand, and his fingers are on this side. I always like Bennett's hair. It's so cute. I might clean it up and maybe we can try to use one of those like manga texture brushes, or I'll save those ones maybe for when I use an inking equivalent of a brush. These references right here are a little crispy. It's a bit hard to see, so maybe I'll stick with these ones. I'm sure someone actually has a better picture of that turnaround somewhere. I always see people talk about the fact that the next person who shaded his skin should be Chongyun, so that the national team can get all their skins. Because Xiangling was last time. I actually missed Xiangling's skin. I'm a little bummed about it, but it's my fault for not playing. Okay, let's see. It's not too big of a doodle. His arm looks a little short. Also, Yelan's outfit I actually really like as well. It looks really pretty. I know some people are like underwhelmed by it. But I think it's like similar to Diluc's skin, where it's like a 4-star skin. But I don't remember if like Ayaka, who else had a skin? Hu Tao. Keqing I think was also a 4-star skin. Whatever that's supposed to mean. See if we can decipher the crispy references. And this side. Can you guys hear my computer whirring? It's like huffing and puffing a bit. Technically it's like little ties back here, right? Which I think looks really cute. Shuffled them over by accident. I guess I kept moving him. I guess this is our little rough sketch of him. Sorry for the interruption, but before we start to spruce up this sketch, I wanted to let you know more about TokyoTreat and Sakuraco. TokyoTreat is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack box featuring unique and exclusive Japanese flavors straight from Japan. Each box is filled with a variety of full-size Japanese snack items like limited edition Kit Kats, uniquely flavored Japanese chips, and occasionally Japanese sodas that are only available in Japan for a limited time. Looks like we have a very cute Matsuri theme box for this month. While Sakuraco is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers, each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and a special Japanese tableware. These snacks tend to suit my palate a lot more, as I like a lot of traditional Asian flavors as well as snacks that are not too sweet. But for the tableware for this time around, it is the Bloom's hand-picked ceramics. I received the Minamikaze bowl, which kind of reminds me of Salwin with the colors, but you can also get the yellow floral teacup, which is also pretty cute too. Both boxes come with a 24-page cultural guide, and I love that it includes information regarding ingredients and allergens of each of the snacks, but also informs you of little tidbits of information revolving around culture and traditions in Japan. You can also read more about like summer festivals as well as information about Okinawa. Each month has a different theme, meaning that you get to try out a whole new selection of new treats and snacks every month. For example, TokyoTreat's box theme for the month of August is Summer Matsuri Snack Fest, while the Sakuraco's box for the month of August is Journey to Okinawa. So as usual, let's go ahead and try out the tea. So this time around, though it's been raining here quite a bit, it's still been fairly hot. So I tried this Sanpin tea, which was included in the Sakuraco box, and I had it over ice instead. I personally really like cold green teas, so this was very much up my alley. And this one has like a lot more of a floral, deeper flavor, which I actually really enjoyed cold. But for my favorite snacks from the box this time around, obviously the orange chocolate Kit Kats are one of my favorites. I love the pairing of chocolate and orange together, so I have to pick this as probably my number one. But I also like the little ramune gummies, which are very similar to like jelly beans, but they're kind of more chewier and they don't really stick to your teeth, which I also really like. But I also can't go wrong with some edamame bites, which are very similar to kind of like those wasabi peas. And then as for our Sakuraco box, I like the mango agar candy, which is very flavorful and has that really good, like actual more authentic mango taste. But kind of enough about the sweets. I personally love more savory or saltier snacks. So snacks like the gorgonzola noriten and the black pepper cheese kaki no tane were actually more up my alley. They're kind of like the little snacky foods you have like at the table when you're having tea, or the ones you kind of see on the plane, or like perfect for traveling. So I really like these ones as like a little pick-me-up whenever I'm working on stuff at my little desk. But if you would like to get a box for yourself or want to give these as a lovely gift for the summer for any of your families or friends, then do check out the links in the description. And thank you again to Sakuraco and TokyoTreat for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to finishing off that sketch of Bennett. Is this a good angle? I'll try not to move too much maybe. But let's kind of clean it up. I'm basically going to press a little bit harder. I might shrink the brush a smidge too to see if we can get some sharper lines. Or, no, we'll stick with the 10. But going back and forth and kind of like building up the value. Give the appearance that it looks a little bit more clean than it actually is. The shading, I'm gonna erase for even more highlights. You can kind of see the stark difference though, right? I'm kind of like treating it as if I'm working traditionally. So keeping my sketch fairly light at the very beginning, and then if we need to, we can add value and darken up lines. What am I gonna do with the squeaky chair? It's so annoying. You can definitely change like your pressure sensitivity though if you need to, so that you can kind of get darker lines right off the bat. If you're not like me who likes to kind of build up the value slowly. I have to see if I can lightly put in that texture later, because Bennett's hair is actually fairly light in color, like really light. And at least the examples I saw, that person who made the brush, they did it mostly on a character that had like dark or black hair. Maybe I don't like it because of the mouth. Does that, like, as soon as we think we have enough detail or contrast, I also don't like to erase too much when I'm using these brushes, but because we're working digitally, I don't think it's too big of a deal. The reason why I don't like erasing too much is because I'll keep continually erasing and cleaning up unnecessary things, so to make sure that I don't spend like a gajillion years on something. I think this is another really solid pencil brush. I don't remember if this one is like a free one or if it is like a one that I use Clippy points on. I kind of hope it's free because I just love anything that has like a really good pencil texture. I usually spend the most time on the face. He's like precious son. Oh, I forgot the headband, so some of this needs to not be as strong. This is the curve, so I'll bring it up until here. See, is it kind of like the inside is a cute yellow, and then the outside is just a brown. I would love to do, I was gonna like potentially do like a sketch page for him, but this kind of acts as a sketch page in a way. Because if I sketched it out, then I wouldn't accidentally have put that dark of lines immediately. So it's a little bit more brown on the inside of here. But the majority of this is kind of like that yellow. It could be fun to add like a wash of color, maybe. Sometimes I forget that I can just texture hair with just like a few dashes of lines like this, instead of shading this entire area. Maybe that's always my favorite, but... Gloves on both hands? Nope. So... actually have to draw a finger here. I don't know how to draw like an aerosol canister. But we have like a reference right there. Okay, and then this hand. It's really long fingers. He's wearing like a glove. Any character that has like a lot of values and stuff is fun to do, especially if you're just building up slowly with a brush like this. I think it's like this. I love sketching so much. Sometimes I'm just in a sketching mood. Other times I love color. I will never say I love inking. I wish I could. I love looking at other people's inks. Always looks great. And I love the texture, but I don't have the patience to do it. Even building this up is like testing my patience. I think having like the pattern or like the texture kind of trail off is also fun. There! Cute Bennett. And once again, this is with the HB mechanical pencil. What do we have? This one's kind of fun. Zero pen. So maybe we'll do that. This is the DM pen. So there's a little bit of like a jittery texture to it. Could be fun. Ooh, I also like this one. Maybe I'll play with this one. I realized a mistake. Because I can't write in Japanese. I really want to learn how to read and write in hiragana and katakana. So maybe I'll do that in the future. But let's just sketch with the sketch pen. So I'll write sketch pen. But let's sketch with this first. I'll lower the opacity and then we can do inking after so that we can play around with some of the other textures. Future me problems. In my future, I mean like in the next 2 minutes. So you went like 15 minutes doing the sketch. Which I think it's cute. I don't know. I don't know, man. Okay, let's see how the inking goes. So, the one I chose is this one, I think. I don't know if I have to size up the sketch. Because sometimes you pick a brush and it works better at, like, at a specific size. This actually might be okay. Okay, we're just gonna copy and paste that to save me some trouble. Oops. So the thing about line art as well is like I'm always conflicted on whether or not I want to keep it more sketchy and like treat it kind of like traditional art where I actually have to take my time. Why do I keep doing that? I need to stop. Take my time and like slowly build out the lines like this, like bit by bit. Or do I want to kind of work how I kind of do my chibis or like my super clean line art where I will bump the stabilizer pretty super high. I fight myself because sometimes the liner is just too stiff and too sterile that I don't want to like touch it. We're gonna stick with more of like the sketchiness. We'll see. Because right now I'm gonna fill this in. I was treating it more like traditional art. I don't think my hands are too bad. We'll see. Maybe I'll hate it. Highly possible. Bit of a small interruption, but we're back on track, hopefully. Oh, forgot my reference. I might curve it. Just downwards, just a smidge. I know I said like my gripe about doing line art is one that I don't like when I use like a stabilizer sometimes and it becomes like very stiff. I feel like I'm still treating it the same way right now. Maybe it's okay. We'll just build up that line confidence with like seeing if I can make steady lines. I've been trying to put like BGM music that isn't like the typical music I listen to when I actually do draw. Just because if I'm doing video recording, sometimes I end up like not talking because all I'm doing is like listening to the music rather than actually providing any talking, which some people might prefer, some people might not, who knows. I love its fluffy hair, it's so cute. I know like it low-key has a little less volume compared to his old model. But there's just something I like about this one just more. I'm always like envious, but also just fascinated by, I guess like manga artists who do their stuff digitally. Because doing all the texture and the lines and everything like that, and then like being able to like infinitely zoom in on your art. How do you not have like the urge to just go ham and shade everything in? They have the ability to know when to stop. Persevere. I'm not happy or no. Or like my brain's fixations. Is that I listened to Epic finally. Would you fall in love with me again? Oh jeez. I love that song so much. And technically, it's like the first song that I've heard from the musical. And I did not know exactly the premise of the story, technically. Like, I knew about the Odyssey to like a general degree, but like, I didn't know what to expect. So I didn't know that Would You Fall in Love with Me Again was the last song of the musical. But it's by far my favorite. Like, it's stuck in my head 24/7 for the last 3 days. Probably even longer by the time you guys even see this video. Because he does have like a band of black, like right underneath the yellow portion of his hoodie. So I don't know if it's like supposed to be the part of his shirt or this little strap. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's make a new layer, and I'm gonna play around with some of these textures. Hopefully I can kind of make it work somehow. What would be the best way? So I think I like this one. So let's see if I can use it somewhere. The thing, like I mentioned, I think it would have worked best, or if I had a character that had more darker values. That, or I could just really play around with Bennett's lighting situation here. It's a little dark. Kind of works. Something if we do like it being lighter. I'll leave it as this dark gray for now, and then try to fill in as much as I can, and then see how I like it. Because it has kind of like a cool pixely effect to make it lighter. I'm kind of using it in place of like halftones in a way. But these kind of like texture brushes, like I said, I want to utilize them potentially like if I ever do like mini comics and I want to do more like grayscale or even like monochromatic kind of color scheme. So I thought I would get a lot of use out of them as long as like I get used to them and find like an application that works for me. So I'm just using this as like a selection tool. And then we're gonna take our gradient. Yeah, it's either we make the tips darker or we make the top darker. Could do both as well. We'll take like our kind of like the transparency version of this and just lighten it up. To soften it, especially like around his face, maybe. How are we feeling about about this? It's kind of fun as like a screen tony-esque or like halftone kind of feeling. Because it looks so good like this. I like what this looks like, and then you can go back in. A little bit of that. And as much as I like using the airbrush tool for lightening it up. I think lightening the areas with the transparency tool is better because it doesn't give like this faded gray look. It just gives more of like a purely black, white, black, white. If that makes sense. Even like his headband. And then get rid of all of this. It's still fun. I don't know. I need to find a better application. Like I said, I think it's easier if I were not to use the airbrush tool like I did for here and here. Because it does give it that weird kind of grayish tone. There. Let's do one more to fill out our space here. So is this folder. This one's really fun though. I don't often use such like an angular, rectangular brush. I apologize. Every time I scooch over to the right hand side, it's because of my camera placement. Here's like my working zone. Here's like where my camera would be. It's still in my face, I guess. I don't know how I want to pose him per se. I feel like this one's gonna be more like a painterly one. I'm getting paranoid. I feel like something's moving in my peripheral. And knowing that I've had the bee problem for so long. This would be great for thumbnailing. I might use this for thumbnailing composition that I have to do in a bit because it's nice and chunky. If I can still get like some sort of semblance of detail. I don't know how I want to approach this one because there is those other brushes we could use as well. Wait, that's interesting. And no wonder I got such thin lines. I thought it was because I accidentally was changing the brush settings. So you can kind of see like if I write size 8 and then zoom out. I zoom really in. Like I'm not changing the size. I guess it depends on your canvas size, or like, not your canvas size, how much you zoom in. That's interesting. So I don't know how much the sizing actually matters then. Let's see. I guess he just have to commit to a size. Because it does get bigger here, but then it must be massive, yeah. Can you tell that I don't pay attention to where the lighting is? I put the highlights for the eyes here, but I have my shadows on the same side. In its own way, this is also a very fun brush. Does it do the same thing? It does not. Interesting. I feel like adding color or something to this gives it like a fun quality though. So it doesn't really like mesh super well, but kind of fun. There's like a nice transparency. Can you guys see the kind of like marker watercolor texture it's giving? It's like fake it until you make it. Because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. So I kind of blocked the layer. So I feel like I could have a little bit of fun of how these lines interact. That's why it's kind of fun to play around with different brushes. I use the same brushes like all the time, so I don't often experiment too much. There's definitely some interesting like color mixes here. I'm also switching brushes again. I'm using Byebye too. I don't think, is this the same? It might have been the brush I was using earlier for my lines. So for his hair, really choose like a proper hair color for him. I guess like the background kind of works. It's kind of like an off-white. Bennett's hair is kind of like within that vicinity. Give him slightly more vibrant eyes. This is supposed to be white technically. This is supposed to be brown. I like the transparency, but you can also like build up color slowly, which is nice. Do like fun lighting. Like where it's at right now. I don't know if I should try to render out his face a little bit more. Yeah, I think if any of you guys like these brushes, definitely check them out. I'll try my best to link the ones that I ended up using. I feel like for a lot of people who do like the certain kind of like painterly anime style in a way, they always have like these streaks of the three. I know there's like a rake brush that people use that actually makes these strands. I always find it interesting. So I'm very controlled whenever I do like drawing, so doing something like this is a little bit more freeing for me. Okay, let's write down the brush names. But I think that's it for today's session. So here's our first sketch. He doesn't really look like Bennett. That's okay. This is a good warm-up. It was done with the HB mechanical pencil. Then we have this one, which I used the sketch pen, and this one. So it has the sketch underneath, which I hid. And then using all of these. Oh, I forgot what did I use for line art? Okay, so I think, yeah, this is our second drawing. Like I said, I'll make sure to include some better close-ups of these. And then we have our third one, which was this one to experiment. I don't usually color like this. I don't know, it's just more messy and kind of fun just to be a little bit more painterly. So yeah, here's another one of Bennett. All of them look vastly different, but just a lot of fun playing around with brushes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, I'll put up a better version of this at the very end if you're interested in what they look like. But I'll talk to you guys next time in the next video. Bye! Also, I'll leave all the brushes that I ended up using in the description. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, so just be wary that some you might need Clippy points for. But I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!